Hello all, I'm about to install a tilting kit into the front of my double seats on the front of my transporter, and I thought I'd show you how to do it because there's a few videos online and they're not great, so I thought I would just show you. But also there's something else that I wanted to show you because I've just installed some rear clip-in seats, but get this, the hinges and the mechanism to tilt it are the same. So possibly you could, if you've come across a set of wrecked rear clipping seats, you could probably remove the central pivot and install that in your front. And I'll show you what I mean. So here you have the standard cab seat, front double cab seats, unbolted from the 8 bolts there and just lifted out, so it's fairly straightforward to do. Just got to disconnect the wiring, give it a bit of a clean up as you do, but look at the side plates and then look at the side plates on this clip-in seat here. I bought this for the budget price of 150 quid. I paid 180 quid for a new mechanism that allows it to tilt. So I'm thinking I would have been better off just buying another seat and stripping it for the mechanism as a more of a budget option. If you can get hold of one of these clipping seats nice and cheap, some rip ones, and just scavenge the mechanism out, I think that might be a better solution. But anyway, I'm going to get on and fit this and show you how it's done. So I've purchased the Vancraft front tilting mechanism, and it's a nice solid hefty piece of kit. It's the mechanism that allows the front seats to tilt forwards. You're going to need a multi-spline socket set. In this case, I don't know if you can see it, does that say M9 on it? That fits into there just like that, and then you're going to remove that, remove the one on the other side, and remove the bolts out of the center there. We'll just open this one up, see what, just remove that bolt there first. And to remove this center bolt, you're going to need an 18mm spanner and an M12 multi-spline drive socket. It's a bigger one. Turns out there's two of those, there and there, and then there's a 17mm seat belt nut that I'm taking out here. Okay, here is the back of the seat, and it's raining, so I'm going to have to take this inside to finish it off. And it's a case of these clip together, so you simply unclip them. Not easy to do with one hand, so I'm going to do that off camera, but you can see that that's got like a little profile in, and that's like a female profile. If you just look at the end there, maybe you'll see it a bit clearer. And what happens is when it's fitted back together, these clip back together, so it's just a case of working that apart to reveal the mechanism. Now I'm going to do this side now, and as you open that, it reveals two more bolts in there. They're welded in, so you'll access them by fitting a spline socket. And just there as well, there's a third buried in there. So it's a case of getting your spline socket in and removing those 3 bolts. And this is the removed back section there with the part number on it. And this is the new one. And as you can possibly see, very well made piece of kit with a slight 10-degree tilt on it to make it more comfortable. I'm just wondering about this trim now. Is that going to fit? I don't think it will. There's no clip for it there. and it's loose on there, so I think you do away with the trim. I would imagine if the trim does need to be fitted, you could cut it and slide it in once the seat's in position. I'm not sure, but for now I'm just going to fit this without the trim, as it says in all good Blue Peter books, reassembly is the reverse of removal. What I've fitted it all up together once, and I've noticed that this bolt, which goes in this position up here, seems to go through really quite a long way with a lot of thread sticking out. So rather than cutting the bolt down, I've decided to get a load of washers and got a grinder on them, grinding wheel, and just sort of taking them down. So hopefully they will now fit, and they'll just space the bolt out a little bit. Right, okay, so that's the 3 bolts back into position. It turns out you don't need washers at all. I don't know what I was thinking there, but I must have misaligned this and missed the bolt, so that the bolt all went all the way through, and then fooled me into thinking that I needed a washer. But in actual fact, if the bolts are correctly fitted and this position is in correct position, you don't need any washers at all. Next, I'm going to fit in this piece of wood, which is cut using the measurements provided with on the website for this particular kit. Did it yesterday evening with the kids, and yeah, let the oldest use the jigsaw. And this one is just quite simply slot into position like this, and this gives something to support a bit of weight when the seat's folded. But what I've done, it doesn't say to do this in the instructions, but I've beveled this. Give this a nice soft edge because I don't want any sharp edges. There we go. It's going in. I'm going to tip this upside down and give it a push. And there you have it, refitted. And as you can see, it's tilting further back now. And it's I've sat in it myself, it's much more comfortable to sit in, much less of an upright position. We've got the locking screw there to secure the latch, and then you've got the lift up mechanism to tilt, so it's just simply a case of unscrewing, clicking. Oh shit, the screws come out. Let's not unscrew it too much. Unscrew it, and there we are. There's the chair folded flat. The mechanism is a two-handed job, so you have to put your phone down to do it. But that's it, folded flat, and there's a piece of wood in the back, and it allows it to be a bit more of a practical thing to sit on. You could perhaps get a slightly thicker piece in the back, but I don't think it needs it. There we go, we've got 2 seats in the back, both folded flat, so if you needed to, you've got plenty of space to put stuff.